Yo, yo, yo. I don't know why the music stopped. But we'll get another song in here. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry. Bit of a late start. Not much, but not much more than usual anyways. Ooh, I'm moving slow this morning, man. Couldn't get out of bed. Good morning. Good to see you guys. As always, we've got more Disco Elysium this morning. Yeah. So we'll hop back into that. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. This weather makes it hard for me, dude. It's getting cold now for us. You blame me? Yeah, of course you do, dude. Of course. Yeah, we've got maybe some snow today, a little bit below freezing, you know. Good times. I can feel it, dude. I can feel it. Like, there are just certain times of the year where I feel it creep in. And I don't want to get out of bed, dude. I just want to stay cozy. Just keep cuddling, you know what I mean? It's good stuff. So, I don't know, but it's good. We made it. We're here, baby. We're here. Good to see you guys. What's up, Wick? Yeah, more Disco Elysium. Today, we'll be pushing towards the end here pretty soon, I think. We probably got a couple more days, I'm guessing, because I haven't been rushing through this, but how many hours do we have in the game at this point? Let's see here. About 60 hours so far. You got your first snow yesterday? Dude, we had our first snow like a couple weeks ago. It was just like some flurries and stuff, but it snowed a couple weeks ago. It didn't stick really or anything. It wasn't enough to do any damage, but that was our first snow. Anyways, we don't really start getting enough snow to stick around until mid to late December, really. It's stuck to the ground and everything? Yeah. Wow, dude. Already. Jeez. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know about you, but where we're at, man, it doesn't really, the cold weather is already starting to set in, but we won't really start seeing the big snows and the snows that really stick around and, you know, the continual snowfall and everything until late December, mid to late December, all the way through like the end of February, early March. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. Rained all night. Word. I love the rain, baby. All right, man. It's good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and get over here and do what we do, right? Let's do what we do. Let's get into this video gaming news segment, and then we will push Disco Elysium. I'm an idiot. I didn't even. Let's change this up. I knew I missed something this morning, dude. That's how tired I am. Let's change this. That needs to be changed. And we've got, I knew I missed something, man. I couldn't think of what it was this morning. That's how slow I am. Yeah. Fantastic. One second, guys. There we go. Okay. So, this is a better title for today. I didn't even update my title, dude. I just ran straight into starting to stream this morning. Well, not straight in, but I totally messed that up. We got it now. We're good. All right, let's get in here and let's get this going. All right, jeez, dude. I got that brain bed, dude. Not even just 3 head, brain bed too. That's where we're at. So, Listening to some BPM this morning. If you guys aren't familiar, amazing rhythm-based FPS roguelite game, indie dev game. It's awesome. Bedbrain, dude. Yeah, for sure. Amazing OST too. That's what we're listening to this morning. The game is awesome. The music is awesome. Check it out. Cool game. Okay. Let's get into this news. Yeah. See what we got. We already talked about this yesterday. I'm not going to get into that. Starfield delay was the right thing to do, says Phil Spencer. Okay. Usually a delay is appropriate, right? We would rather see a delay than a game come out and make us feel duped into spending our money on it when it's a piece of trash. But there's also a worry about whenever we see games have numerous delays. Ubisoft. Ubisoft has been bad about it here lately. It's not just Ubisoft. That's just the first one that came to mind. There are a lot of studios that have had these kinds of issues here recently. Bigger is studios, especially AA, AAA studios, where they end up announcing a game, announcing a release date. It gets delayed to a new release date. Then it gets delayed from that release date, and it makes you wonder what's going on internally with those studios, right? But a delay to keep a game from coming out, to make sure it's well polished and a good experience for us as the consumer, is appropriate. So we'll take a quick look at what Phil Spencer has to say about the Starfield stuff. All kinds of Black Friday sales, man. So if you're in the market, just do your due diligence. Look around, do some searching for whatever you're in the market for. I'll throw out use slickdeals.net. It's a great website. It's community driven site where people post deals that they find on products. It's a cool site to use. I'm not sponsored or anything. I think it's a good site to use when you're in the market for specific products, and there are a lot of different sales going on. You find the best deals usually for that product across multiple retailers. That might have been echoey there for a second. Sorry. Yeah, Gamer, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? PS Plus subscribers are getting 20 new games at once. See what's popping into that subscription service. Enjoying Octopath Traveler. Good, dude. I've heard great things about that game. Become the virtual dungeon master when Demio launches. Let's take a look at that. We talked yesterday about Pentiment hitting Xbox Game Pass. So if you want we watched the trailer and everything yesterday as well. So look at yesterday's news segment on YouTube if you're interested. It'll be there. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is getting its own game. All right, let's take a look. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide and more will join Game Pass. See here. Hmm. No way, dude. Paul Rapper the Rapper gets an unlikely shout out in God of War Ragnarok. Apparently, there are a lot of little Easter eggs for different iconic kinds of series or titles from PlayStation uh, within Ragnarok, and that's pretty neat. I'm not going to dive into that. We've already kind of hit on this topic about Ragnarok, so I'm not going to dive into that one. But that's cool that Paul Rapper the Rapper is in there. Okay, let's go check out our other search real quick. We've already talked about this, so I'm not going to dive into this either. But if you haven't heard, Microsoft is apparently and publicly stated and is apparently heavily invested in taking what this um, a lot of what they will obtain in their acquisition of Activision Blizzard and focusing on an entire mobile division for Microsoft. They want to get something going in the realm of competing with something like Google Play and the Apple App Store. That's what they're trying to get done. And apparently, they are under the impression that the Activision Blizzard purchase, the portfolio that comes along with that, will be a basically is the big push that they will need or to get them into that realm. So we'll see what happens. We've talked about this game before. Why is this coming back around? So Jesus Christ Superstars in new video game allowing you to perform miracles. I Am Jesus Christ is a new simulation game that allows players to play as Jesus Christ himself while performing miracles and playing through parts of, I'm guessing, you know, this historical parts of the Bible or something. Let's take a look. We've hit on this before, but it's been a long time. Why is this game just releasing or something? I thought it was already out. Indie video game roundup. What is this? Let's take a look at this real quick. Ooh, I think your smoothies released on the blockchain, dude. Your smoothies brain. This is a huge article. We'll see if we can touch on this in some kind of TLDR fashion and give everybody a breakdown of some notable indie titles. Wait, you're such a troll, dude. Yeah, the boys' video game could be on the way. We've talked about that. Yeah, I'm not going to dive into that. It's also just kind of like speculation at this point. There's nothing notable or substantial that is confirming this is for sure a thing right now. But there is a lot of like industry water cooler talk, if you will, about the fact that there are some um, Amazon's interested, and some other companies are interested in trying to get a the boys video game going. How have the shops been, dude? By the way, the smoothies. Speaking of the smoothies, how the shops been, dude? Are both open now? Dude, I haven't shaved in like a week and a half. It's just I'm just like all of a sudden growing a beard. I guess I don't know. Yeah, they're both open. Okay, word. Right on. I'm sure they'll get there. They were down for a bit. It'll probably take a little bit of time, right? I'm guessing you were prepared for that. Yeah, but I mean, thinking back to last year, I mean, you were still pretty consistent even when the weather dropped, you know? So I think more of that probably has to do with the fact that the shops were just closed down for a while. So once people realize they're opened back up and everything, you'll probably get back to being consistent and steady again. Nintendo reveals new Splatoon 3 stage. I mean, I could be wrong. It's just what I've seemed to remember from last year. Yeah, word. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, yeah, I can understand that for sure. Yeah, right, 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 right. Yeah. Twitter's two-factor authentication started failing for certified account owners. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. I'm not even gonna go there. Somerville review, not the new Limbo. Somerville's hitting Game Pass as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and this game looks pretty cool. Wig, did you play Limbo, dude? Take a peek at this. Man, 10 cents set for a second round of layoffs. Not yet. Okay. Got too caught up in that Call of Duty, you know what I mean? Let's take a look at this. Overwatch 2 is effectively a racing Doomfist. That'll probably be good for the news today. We'll stick with that. Let's see what we got. Nintendo reveals new Splatoon 3 stage. Splatoon 3 is getting a major update next month. When it does, players can look forward to a bunch of new content. Nintendo has teased that the Chill Season 2022 will feature multiple new stages, and the company has now released a short video showcasing one of them. The stage is called Brine Water Springs, and it seems to be covered in hills and hot springs. On Twitter, Nintendo teased that players will have to choose between attacking from below or trying to defend the high ground, which has already led to plenty of a Revenge of the Sith references. A clip featuring Brine Water Springs can be found in the tweet embedded below. Let's see here. My bad. I was looking at something. Apologies. Here you go. Okay. Dude, the Switch needs an upgrade, dude. I can't watch anything that comes out for the Switch anymore and go, that looks good. It's so hard for me. I don't know. But there you go. That's Splatoon 3's next map or arena. Chill Season 2022 is set to begin on December 1st. Fans will get to experience Brine Water Springs in the very near future. In addition to the new stages, players can look forward to the addition of new weapons, Big Run, X Battles, and more. So far, fans seem very excited about the new additions, and it looks like there's already a lot of anticipation for the new season. Splatoon 3 just released in September, but the game is already amassing a very large audience. In just a few weeks after its release, Splatoon 3 managed to sell nearly 8 million copies worldwide, becoming Japan's fastest selling video game ever. Online games until I'm going to call it right now. It is only going to hold that record until Kingdom of Tears releases. The next Legend of Zelda game is going to break that. I'm calling it. Online games can only succeed if players have opponents to play against, so that's a very good sign for Splatoon 3's future. The game's success this year isn't limited to sales, however. The title is also one of the nominees for Best Family Game at the Game Awards. It remains to be seen whether Splatoon 3 will manage to beat out the rest of the competition, but fans can make their voices heard by voting at the official website for the Game Awards. Yeah, I have a link to that too if anybody needs it. We'll vote on our choices tomorrow. We're going to watch the Game Awards. Not the Game Awards. The PC Gaming Show. Excuse me, I keep saying that. PC Gaming Show we're going to watch tomorrow at noon. So 6 hours after we start the stream. And then we will cast our votes after that, okay? Splatoon 3 is available now exclusively on Switch, if you didn't know. There you go. Somerville review, not the new Limbo. From the co-founder of Inside and Limbo, developer Playdead, comes a new studio and a new game featuring an unusual take on alien invasions. The move from 2D to 3D was one of the most important milestones there will ever be for video games. but it meant that for a decade or more afterwards, anything that took place in just two dimensions was dismissed as old-fashioned and backwards. It took until the rise of indie gaming for that argument to be dismissed, but nowadays there are many indie games that can afford to be in 3D if they want to, which raises a lot of interesting questions about how best to present an idea. What's changed in recent years is the rise of the super indie game, which has taken on the role of the previously extinct AA game. Something like Stray that's much lower budget than a blockbuster AAA, but still more than a typical indie title. This means that indie games no longer have to be 2D out of necessity, as they contend with less in the way of monetary and technological limitations. Yeah. Since this is a new game from the executive producer of Limbo and Inside, the decision has been taken to expand the same style of side-scrolling puzzle platformer into something more expansive, where you can move into the screen as well as along it. It seems like the next logical step forward, but the surprising thing about Somerville is how much of the magic is lost as a result. Limbo and Inside have the same developer and a broadly similar style of gameplay, but there weren't any other connections between them. Naturally, that's also true of Somerville. But the visual style is reminiscent of Inside, and like both games, there's no dialogue at all. The nature of the puzzles, sorry guys, is different, and yet it all fits together into a trilogy of like-minded games. And Somerville is certainly sci-fi, as it opens with a very ordinary family having their evening ruined by an alien invasion. Cars are blown up, basements are fled to, and the father figure ends up being gifted with a weird alien power that can liquefy the material the alien craft are made of. Transpires that there are 3 such powers, color-coded to blue, red, and purple. You eventually gain during the course of the game. I'm not going to spoil what those powers do. Puzzles aren't really difficult, and while some are quite clever, when you're trying to angle light sources to points where you need them, the only real difficulty comes from frequent camera frustrations. Indie games beginning to use 3D more is all very interesting, but Somerville repeats mistakes most AAA games solved 20 plus years ago. I mean, that's acting like AAA games don't have issues with 3D stuff anymore. They absolutely do. Especially the one where you enter an area with a different camera angle and suddenly left is right and you end up accidentally walking straight back where you came from. That still happens in many games anymore. It sucks. It's stupid. It shouldn't be that way. But it's not like this is the only game that happens to. These are schoolboy errors at this point. I agree. No game should have that kind of stuff. And the game is filled with other design flubs that quickly begin to make the move to 3D seem like a mistake. Game gets very finicky about exactly what spot you have to stand in to trigger an event, including something as simple as opening a door. Sometimes it decides you have to move along a 2D plane after all, or that tiny physical obstacles that could clearly be climbed over are somehow keeping you from your wife and child. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. The visuals are all very moody and intense, but the angular graphics are also strangely reminiscent of Amiga classic Another World. Yeah. That's funny. This is actually really funny. Uh, yeah. What's really funny is that immediately on seeing the trailer for Somerville, this is what I immediately thought of was Another World. I just couldn't think of the name of the game. And it's funny that this article brings it up because this is immediately the game that I thought of whenever I saw the trailer for Somerville. That's funny. This must be intentional, as it's the first thing we thought of when seeing the game. Since both titles have similar silent protagonists, we can only assume Delphine's groundbreaking classic was a major influence on Playdead, and now new studio Jump Ship. Not only is the presentation a tonal mismatch, the puzzles aren't as interesting as before, neither is the narrative. really is just an alien invasion story with little in the way of subtext or greater meaning. People are still arguing over what Inside is really about, but Somerville's themes of family and loneliness are much more straightforward. There's an interesting decision at the end. This game barely lasts more than 3 hours, just so you know. That gets into the question of using fantasy and illusion to make up for a heartbreak and strife. But it's not terribly profound or open to interpretation, even if the ending attempts to be coy about what's really happening. Somerville is basically Inside, but without the mystery, and while that may seem appealing for those that found Inside's narrative to be too opaque, having nothing to question in Somerville leaves the whole experience feeling empty. It's still an enjoyable way to spend an evening if you're getting to play it free on Game Pass, but you're unlikely to still be thinking about it later, not in the way the previous games got inside your head. Score of 5 out of 10 from Game Central here, and in short, what they're saying is a disappointing follow-up to Limbo and Inside that lacks the same complexity of plot and puzzles and struggles surprisingly poorly with the move to 3D. The pros, the graphics look great, and some of the puzzles are clever, even if they're not very hard to figure out. Cons, very easy puzzles that are only made difficult by fiddly controls and camera issues. The visuals and sound, that means these puzzles aren't well designed. It's the actual poorly designed mechanics of the game, poorly designed controls and camera that make the puzzles hard, which sucks. The visuals and sound design often seem at odds with the plot and concept. Very short game. Again, what's this game? Is this even on PC? Let me see. I think it is. Yeah, so look, right now, so this game came out 2 days ago. Right now it has 150 reviews, and it's at a 56% rating. 56% rating. So not great. And again, we're talking like 3 hours of gameplay tops here. Is that, you know, it's 10% off on Steam right now? Is $23 US worth three hours of your time for a meh kind of game? I mean, I'll leave that up to you guys. It wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be for me. Would 15 to $17 for an amazing experience of a 3 to 4 hour game be worth? I would say probably yeah. But right now, this is not looking worth. Now, to hop in here and give it a try because it is on Game Pass, probably totally worth. If you liked Limbo and you wanted to just see what this had to offer in the same, way. But right now, unless you're going to play it for free, I would say probably steer clear from what this review is giving and what the reviews on Steam look like, and for what the amount of gameplay we know you're going to get out of it, 3 to maybe 4 hours tops for this price, I would say not worth. Yep, I agree. Gamer, but again, that's one of the reasons I pulled it up on Steam. And again, everybody's own opinion is going to be respective to them and isn't necessarily going to be your opinion of a game either, right? But quite often, going to a place that has a consensus reviews of people that have played the game is a good idea of an area of where you're going to experience that game as well. You know what I mean? So that's why I like to look up these kinds of things. It doesn't mean you're going to have exactly the same experience. Absolutely not. But that's why I do that. Yep. Absolutely. That article we read is one person's opinion, but I would say it's probably not a coincidence that this person's opinion is a 5 out of 10. They gave both pros and cons, which is good. That's what I look for in a review. And then you look at 150 other people that have left reviews on Steam at this point after 2 days, and they're sitting at about a 5.5 out of 10 as well. I don't think that's a real big coincidence there. You know? Doesn't mean you're going to have the same exact experience, no. But it's probably a pretty good indicator of what you will experience, right? But everybody's different. You're not wrong. On the fence if I should renew my premium sub. You talking about for PlayStation Plus? That's what you're talking about? Okay. Well, we've got an article coming up. I'll read it next after this 10-cent one, and maybe that'll help you decide whether maybe you want to keep going or not. Okay. Um, Looks like Tencent is likely to sack employees, fire employees in 3 of its 6 divisions in an effort to save costs amid the slowing global economy. Chinese tech giant Tencent Holdings is reportedly laying off employees for the second time in 2022 as part of its efforts to cut down costs. The news was first reported by Reuters, citing sources close to the matter. The job cuts will be made across Tencent's video streaming, gaming, and cloud businesses. The company had lowered its headcount by nearly 5,500 in the second quarter of 2022. Reading that correctly means they had fired already 5,500 people earlier this year. And it closed down some non-core businesses, including online education, e-commerce, and game live streaming. Several other companies are also cutting down costs as COVID restrictions in China, rising U.S. inflation, supply chain disruptions, and other geopolitical tensions have resulted in a slowing global economy. Tencent is slated to announce its third quarter results on Wednesday. Currently, the street expects Tencent to post a profit of 45 cents per share, lower than the prior year period figure of 62 cents per share. Meanwhile, revenue is pegged at $20 billion. Really just hurting there with that 20 billion, you know. I know that doesn't tell the whole story, but well, that's all we got for that. So it looks like even after Tencent has already done away with 5,500 employees this year, we're looking for 20 billy, dude. Yeah. It looks like after the company has already reduced its employee count by 5,500 employees earlier this year, they're looking to do more layoffs. 20 billy, bro. Pocket change, right? Pocket change, dude. All right, here you go, gamer. Here you go. PlayStation Plus subscribers. I mean, look, man. What I'll say. Let's backtrack for a moment. to anybody that is in a situation where they are losing their job, whether it be for working for Tencent or whatever, man, then, wishing those individuals the best, especially this time of the year. That's a rough time of the year to be, for most people, this is a very rough time of the year to be going without a job, so anytime is not a good time, right, to be going without income, and so thoughts and everything go out to those individuals that are currently struggling with those kinds of situations, and wishing all those individuals the best moving forward. PlayStation Plus subscribers get 20 new games at once. All right, gamer, this is for you, buddy. I'll try to see if this might sway you. I don't really care either way, but this is what I had already up for today, and see if this is something that might help you decide one way or the other. Sony has today added, this was yesterday, right? Has yesterday added a whopping 20 new games at a single time for those subscribed to the extra and premium tiers of PlayStation Plus. Oh, you saw them? Okay. While those who are subscribed to PS Plus Essential have been able to download their free games for November 2022, well, then let me read this and we'll talk. For multiple weeks at this point, premium and extra members have instead been left waiting a bit longer to get their own slate of new titles. Luckily, this month's lineup is likely one of the best that Sony has added since overhauling PS Plus a few months back. As of today, PS Plus Extra and Premium have let loose 20 new games in total that stem from some of the greatest video game franchises of all time. Not only has Sony now added the entire Kingdom Hearts series to PS Plus, but other titles like Skyrim, What Remains of Edith Finch, Rainbow Six Siege, and a pair of Tom Clancy games have hit the subscription platform. Looks like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition, Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six Siege, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5, or 2.5, 1.5, 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, Oddworld Soulstorm Enhanced Edition, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint Chorus, What Remains of Edith Finch, The Gardens Between, Earth Defense Force World Brothers. We had read about a number of these coming. Earth Defense Force Iron Rain, 1, Shanbara Origin, Ratchet and Clank 2, Going Commando, Ratchet Clank Up Your Arsenal. Great name. That's a great name for a game. Ratchet Clank Deadlocked, Ratchet Clank Future Tools of Destruction. So there you go. So, gamer, do you just not use the subscription service that often? Is that the play? Sorry, guys. I mean, this is what I'll say. I don't currently see PlayStation Plus being on par with Game Pass. I just don't. I know that people will go, yeah, but PlayStation Plus isn't quite as expensive as Game Pass is. I understand that. But there's some things to take into consideration. Game Pass is rolling out the Family Pass, which will reduce the cost of that overall. If you can get 3 to 4 other people to buy into that plan with you, whether it be friends or family, it's already out in a beta state in Ireland and Colombia, and it's looking like it's going to be rolling out very soon across the rest of the world. And with Game Pass, you get all Xbox games as day one. All Xbox games that come out are basically day one Game Pass games too. And people go, yeah, but that's why you pay more. Okay. Yeah, you do pay a little bit more, and that is a feature that you get above PS Plus. But here's the thing. If you take all you have to do is look at PS Plus does not do day one games, right? If you were to purchase one day one release for PlayStation, and we'll even say it's $60, even though most of those are $70 now. Boom. That is that subscription service that's pumping that price up to over what you would pay for a year of the Xbox stuff. So that's currently my big issue with PS Plus over Xbox. But ultimately, it's just going to come down to what people have as far as preference of what their platform they play the most is, what kind of titles they want to play the most, and if you're subscribed to both, are you getting enough game time out of it to justify the price you're paying? Oh really? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you need at least one. I always forget about that too. That's actually insane. Um, Hold on. All right, sorry guys. Um, so I often forget about the whole PlayStation Online crap. It's just so crazy that you know because I'm primarily a PC gamer, you know what I mean? That's where all my gaming lies really. I forget about the online aspect of things for a lot of the other consoles and needing to buy into subscription services and stuff. I just forget about that. That's actually so crazy to me because it didn't used to be that way, you know. It didn't used to be that way, and that's just wild. But it is what it is anymore, and I guess get with the times. But um, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same with Nintendo as well. Same with Nintendo as well. Really, you know, you need that you know you need Switch Online to really be doing the online multiplayer stuff and everything, right? So it's all the consoles. They've all incorporated these mechanics. Yeah, it's all of them. So um, I get it. I get it. Yeah, it just it feels bad that I guess there are a lot of people that, and I look, they're doing this. The reason they don't give an option for just like paying a flat, like smaller fee for just online gaming, you know what I mean, rather than the subscription service, because they want you paying more, right? It's like if you want to do online, gaming on our platform, and then you're gonna need to have our subscription service instead of like actually providing some kind of flat fee just for online gaming, like a smaller flat fee or whatever. Um, that feels bad because not everybody wants to deal with that. Not everybody wants to pay for this subscription service, and so I don't know. But Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to. I mean, everybody's got their own situation, right? I mean, are you playing enough PlayStation games online? You know, to justify that subscription? I don't know. It's each individual person is going to feel different. I will say that of the subscription services, I think that personally, I think that Xbox is taking away the fact that you need, depending on what platform you're on, to have, the online capability for that platform, you need the subscription service. Outside of that, I definitely feel like Xbox Game Pass is kind of head and shoulders above anything else. You know, yeah. I mean, I think where it gets rough though is like, and I agree with that. I think the subscription service stuff is good. It's definitely changing the industry, and I think it's a good play. And again, I think Xbox is doing a better job of it than anybody else is at this point currently. But it's like for anybody that wants, that for anybody that has like two of the consoles or you know major consoles, three of the major consoles. We're talking Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and they want to online game on all of them. Then they got to have a subscription for all of them. You know what I mean? And it's like not everybody in the world has enough time to justify, paying that much for all that content. Nobody's getting their money's worth out of, the amount of content you're provided. So I think that's why for me I would at least like to see some kind of smaller flat rate where you can just get the online capabilities. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, I mean the $12 a day, dude. Bro, I need to start my own service then. $12 a day. Well, look, this is what I'm saying though. I mean, everything adds up, and we talk about money a lot. We talk about money in the gaming industry, and while you might not see $12 a month as a big deal, other people will, buddy. You know what I mean? Everything is different for each individual person, and while you might see $12 a month as not a huge deal, other people are going to see that as a significant obstacle, right? Whereas maybe $4 a month just for the online capabilities without the actual content of the Game Pass stuff just for online capabilities is a much more manageable thing for some people. You know what I mean? So that's where my thought process lies. Um, Giving people options. But that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm not talking about content. I'm not talking about content, dude. I'm not talking about people getting um, the content out of the streaming service. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and bro, I haven't had cable TV since 2008 because it's a scam. So all I'm getting at is yeah. I mean, it's a good amount. They're a good amount of the subscription services are a good amount of content. It's good for a lot of people, but not everybody wants it, and it just sucks for people that want to be able to have the online gaming capabilities that can't get it any other way than to pay for the subscription service itself as well. In my opinion, in the gaming industry right now, there is a lot to do with significant obstacles for people getting into this industry being able to enjoy what it offers because of price. Everybody has their own different situations in life as far as money goes, but there are a lot of people that just can't do it. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Overwatch 2 is effectively erasing Doomfist with its new hero. It turns out that Ramatra isn't happy with just being the best tank in Overwatch 2. With his impressive set of abilities, he seems set to replace Doomfist altogether. There was a ton of exciting information announced for Overwatch 2 during the Overwatch 2 Korea conference. Commercial director John Spector revealed that we expect the next hero to be a support hero. He also revealed Ramatra's impressive abilities. These abilities include the much-anticipated Nemesis form, which allows Ramatra to turn into a Tasmanian devil-esque whirlwind of punches, not unlike a certain other fist-centric tank hero. All right, buddy. Take it easy, man. Have a great day, dude. Copycat. I compared the Nemesis form to Doomfist, Spectre said. Ramatra is a hero who strikes repeatedly. I can see it now. Doomfist is charging up his rocket punch. As I'm cornered in a small room with no escape, it's like shooting fish in a barrel as he releases the full charge punch straight into my chest, leaving me stunned and unable to move. I'm easy pickings after that. Remember to picture that horrific scene when you watch Ramatra's shockwave punch annihilate shields and enemies alike. There is another similarity in Ramatra and Doomfist's defense. In Nemesis form, right-click will temporarily slow Ramatra down but significantly increase his defense. This mirrors Doomfist's power block ability that can also block damage while slowing the hero down. However, Doomfist can charge his rocket punch through blocking damage. Essentially, Ramatra has 2 of Doomfist's 4 abilities, and the remaining 2 are massively special. I wouldn't copy them either. Ramatra's features are simply better, and it's all thanks to his dual forms. Doomfist has one job. He's built to dive into fights, inflict damage, make space, and then quickly exit. While it can be great for creating an opening in the opposing team's defense, a dive tank is notoriously bad at protecting their team. Whereas Ramatra can play dive tank in his Nemesis form, then also change into his Omnic form, which follows the rules of a main tank. Essentially, this means Ramatra can shield himself and his teammates so he doesn't need to disengage from his fights. It hasn't been easy for Doomfist players, first with the transition to the tank life, and now with the introduction of Ramatra making things worse. Players have had to relearn how to play Doomfist once already, and while some have mastered what it takes to play Doomfist as a tank, there's still uncertainty around his abilities and how to make him useful to a team. With the arrival of Ramatra, Doomfist either needs to find a new role in the team, or he simply won't be picked for Overwatch 2 teams at all. Despite Spectre's insistence that the 2 heroes, Doomfist and Ramatra, can be differentiated, it may not look like that to players who have to choose between the tanks. When Ramatra rocks up on December 6th with Doomfist's abilities, players may not need much persuading to pick the Omnic over the frontline fighter. So there you go, guys, for the Overwatch 2 players. Cool. Looks like Ramatra is going to be potentially a highly used character moving forward. We'll see. We'll see what people think. Starfield delay was the right thing to do, says Phil Spencer. Yeah, Microsoft CEO. If Starfield had hit its original release date, we'd be playing it right now. Bethesda's Space is the Place RPG was scheduled to release on November 11th, exactly 11 years after Skyrim came out. While Arcane's co-op vampire shooter Redfall didn't have a firm release date, it was also scheduled for a summer 2022 launch before Bethesda announced both Starfield and Redfall were being delayed into 2023. How did Microsoft, which spent $7.5 billion acquiring Bethesda's parent company ZeniMax, feel about those 2 big upcoming games being delayed? According to Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, pretty good, actually. Talking to The Verge for its Decoder podcast, Spencer said, "We have experience shipping games too early, but in hindsight, when you look at a game like Starfield, which has taken so long and so much investment in new IP from the team, The decision to give the team the time to build the game that they feel they should be building is just the right thing to do. Rando mode time. Oh, that's a good one. Go. Fellfish, dude. What an appropriate. So, Squid 2 is what you're looking for. I got Fellfish. Fantastic. Spencer explained that while the financial impact of those decisions was obviously taken into consideration, Starfield and Redfall, which are our first big Xbox games with ZeniMax coming into the team, I just wanted to make sure those teams felt like they had the support they could get from Xbox. Maybe feel some of the benefit of being part of a larger organization that has other revenue streams and other things going on that could be helpful. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's cold outside. Yeah, I mean, that is a positive thing about so there was a very bad trend for a very long time about games being released that were not ready to be released, right? I think that's quite obvious. But were some of them maybe games that felt like they had to be pushed out because of no other, revenue streams or what have you, possibly. But were some of these other games that got pushed out that absolutely were not ready to be pushed out from big AAA developers that absolutely had other revenue streams? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And so it is nice to have Phil Spencer speak up like this and go, look, these companies that are under our umbrella should understand that if a game is not ready, now, I'm willing to bet that everything that I know about Phil Spencer is that as long as he understands and can see that there is significant process being made on a game, if they're not going to hit that initial date, Microsoft is going to work with that team and go, how much longer do you need? What is the next projected date you think you can hit? Let's reassess our goals here and project something a little further out than what you think you're actually going to be able to hit. Because they've been through this kind of situation before. They want to see games succeed under them. They don't want to be dealing with situations anymore, obviously, where games get released too early and, bomb out because of it and stuff like that. So it's good to hear this kind of thing. More studios need to have this mindset. And we'll see. Whenever we heard about when the initial release date was getting closer and closer for Starfield, they hadn't announced the delay yet. We were hearing some pretty terrible things about first impressions of the game, things people had seen, and I'm glad they delayed. You want to see that. You want to see a game get delayed if things coming out are pretty critical. It'll give a developer time to reassess, improve some stuff. We want a nice polish. We don't expect everything to be perfect, let's be honest. But we don't want to feel duped when a game releases either. And I think that Phil Spencer understands that. So that's good stuff. Become the virtual dungeon master when Demio launches launches February 22nd. We've heard about this game. We'll watch the trailer again, too. The PlayStation VR 2 keeps adding to the launch day lineup with Demio. Releasing on February 22nd alongside the hardware is the hit VR dungeon crawler. Pre-orders are already available on the PlayStation Store, and though the purchase through the purchase get access to both versions of the game. This was stated very poorly. Resolution Games also announced that the crossplay will be featured with all versions. Call upon your companions and prepare to explore dungeon depths, as it won't be long before the adventure begins. Here you go.
Ready for battle. Let all monsters beware.
My aim is true.
Taste my steel.
I call lightning! Shagogdura Pelergotson!
Bullseye.
Go back to the abyss.
Let them deal that!
You will be destroyed.
I summon fire!
Oh, there you go. So that's pretty neat. Yep. PSVR 2 is coming out pretty soon. Again, don't be surprised whenever PSVR 2 hits and it costs more than the PlayStation 5 even does. Okay, and I'm talking about the optical version of the PS5. Okay, just know that. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is getting its own game. Edge Runners will be getting its own game. However, it won't be a video game like Cyberpunk 2077. Instead, we'll be getting a Cyberpunk Edge Runners tabletop board game. Okay. I'm going to throw this in chat. This is not video game news. So there you go. Take a look if you're interested. Warhammer 40k Darktide and more will join Game Pass this month. Pentiment and Somerville, which we hit on this morning, will also, and we talked about Pentiment yesterday as well. We actually talked about both of these yesterday, but we got a review today of Somerville, if you recall, if you were here for it. And these were both of these were added yesterday. Look at yesterday's news segment if you want to see more about Pentiment and Somerville. But Darktide's coming as well. We've actually been playing Vermintide over the weekend, which is also from Fat Shark. That's who's making Darktide. And what is it, tomorrow? Is it tomorrow that you can start playing early access if you pre-ordered the game, I think? Upcoming co-op shooter Warhammer 40,000 Darktide and several other games are set to arrive on Game Pass later this month. Xbox has confirmed. A blog published today, that was yesterday, has outlined 8 games coming to Game Pass throughout November, starting with real-time strategy Dune Spice Wars. We knew that was coming. We read about that about a week ago, which arrives for PC Game Pass on November 17th. Action RPG Ghost Lore will also join PC Game Pass on November 17th, while Gungrave, Gore, and Lappin will be added for console, PC, and cloud. Additionally, Norco will be added to the service on the same date, though it will only be playable for subscribers on cloud and console. The next set of games will arrive on November 29th, featuring hardcore shooter Insurgency Sandstorm and Soccer Story, an upcoming open-world comedy RPG from No More Robots. Earlier in the year, No More Robots founder Mike Rose told NME that putting the company's titles on Game Pass makes them sell so much more. Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, or Warhammer 40k Darktide, whatever you want to call it, marks November's last Game Pass title and will be added for PC users when it launches on November 30th. Again, that is the official launch date for Darktide, but if you pre-order the game, let me take a look here. Pretty sure it says it somewhere here. Come on, man. Yeah, pre-order beta starts on November 17th, so that is tomorrow, right here. Pre-order beta. So if you pre-order the game, you get to start playing tomorrow. Okay. Yep. So Dark Tide will be added for PC users when it launches on November 30th. That's the official launch. In September, we premiered Dark Tide's main theme, which was created by BAFTA-winning composer Jesper Kid, or Kite. While there are several titles for Game Pass subscribers we look forward to, two more new games arrived on the service today. The first of which is Sci-Fi Adventure Somerville. Not getting great reviews so far. And the second is Obsidian Entertainment's. We actually looked at a review of Somerville earlier in this new segment. So go back and take a look if you're interested. Well, the second is Obsidian Entertainment's medieval murder mystery Pentiment, which looks pretty cool as well. We awarded Pentiment 4 stars out of 5 in our review and heaped praise on the game's plot. So there you go. Jesus Christ Superstars and new video game allowing you to perform miracles. I Am Jesus Christ is a new simulation game that allows players to play as Jesus Christ himself while performing miracles and playing through parts of the Bible. And soon, people will be able to go hands-on with the game. We read about this, dude, a long time ago. I thought it had already gotten released, but apparently not. Developer Simula M and publisher Playway announced this week plans for a free-to-play prologue that will be out in December. A release which comes several years after the game was first announced. This prologue reveal was shared alongside a new trailer for the game, as well as a reaffirmation of the 2023 release plans. If you haven't been keeping up with all the things related to I Am Jesus Christ, you can start by catching up with the trailer below that shows players controlling Jesus and performing miracles like turning water into wine and healing the sick. The full game itself is said to be over 10 hours long, according to the developer, and will send Jesus across mountains, desert, and water. This prologue, however, will consist of around an hour of gameplay and will be out on December 1st.
Many people have attempted to write about the things that have taken place among us. Reports of these things were handed down to us.
Bro, those are some terrible frames. Holy crap.
The Son of God, who wants to save all humans. But do you know what is waiting for you?
I'm Simon. This is my brother, Andrew. We're trying to catch fish.
I'm afraid the wedding appears to have a small issue. I don't know, but I thought you might be able to help.
This wine is better than the wine we had before.
Please, Lord, just heal my son.
Why? Tell me only why you want to save all those humans. You don't deserve that, and believe me that at the end, they will betray you and kill you.
Right. All right. Throughout the course of the trailer shown above, we see the player controlling Jesus as they complete various objectives like talking to fishermen and helping them fish, turning water into wine for the wine manager, and other missions. Many of these miracles appear to be performed with Holy Spirit energy, which must be recharged before Jesus can perform miracles. Things like official prayer locations and objective marking. God rays are in the game too, which must be what Playway's preview of brand new concepts working in conjunction with Timeless Tales is referring to. I Am Jesus Christ does not yet have a release date, but it's expected to be out in the second quarter of 2023. This prologue, however, will be out on December 1st. All right. Here we go. This is the last article I have for the day. We will move on to some. Disco Elysium Day 10. Okay. Tomorrow we will be doing the news, gameplay up until noon CST. So 12 o'clock CST, we'll be going and watching the PC gaming show, okay? PC Gaming Show 2023 preview happens at noon for us. We're going to watch that, and then we're going to go cast our votes tomorrow afterwards for the Game Awards. All right, so that's the play for tomorrow. But this will be our last article for today. I'm going to run through some indie games real quick, give everybody a look at maybe some new indie games they might want to try out. Some of them we've already talked about, we've heard of, we've seen some reviews for things like that, so we'll talk a bit about that. Then we'll move on to Disco Elysium Day 10. Cool? Indie video game roundup number 2, Brawlhalla, Dawn of the Monsters, Sifu, and more. Rogue Legacy 2 is supposed to be very good. Rogue Legacy 1 was a lot of fun. Rogue Legacy 2 is supposed to have just built upon the concept of the first one and incorporated even more. So it's supposed to be very good. Vinba. Get a taste of this wholesome narrative cooking game set in the 1980s in which you help an Indian mother who has recently immigrated to Canada reconnect with her heritage by cooking a variety of mouth-watering South Indian dishes. Vinba we've seen. It looks pretty cool. If you're into like the cooking kind of story-rich games, it could be cool. A little to the left. Cozy puzzle game. Yeah, with the mischievous cat. That was on the Nintendo Game Showcase. I think both of these were. That we watched just, what? Within the past week? Blanc was on there as well. I think all these were. Have a Nice Death, Once Upon a Jester, Aka, Sports Story. All these were. All of these titles right here. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, all of these were part of this Indie World Showcase, okay? I'm going to link this in chat. That way, if you want to go back and watch this Indie World Showcase, we watched it here in the channel. So we've seen all of these already. All of these listed above are part of the Indie World Showcase that was produced by Nintendo. So you can take a look at those. Wait, what? Another indie game that made an announcement was Dawn of the Monsters. Let's see what this is.
Daizo-san.
Oh, I like this one.
Zero and off.
Oh, dude. Voltron, dude. That's Voltron, bro. Voltron wins. Voltron wins. That was Charizard. All right, cool. Cool, man. Free-to-play fighting game Brawlhalla. You'll be excited to hear characters from Avatar: Last Airbender will be joining the game on November 16th. That's today. You'll be able to play as Aang, Toph, and Zuko as epic crossovers for Wu Shang Core and Hattori, respectively. Yep, there you go. The Unliving. I had some high hopes for this game, but look, I'll tell you right now, we've had our buddy Pinky, our community member Pinky, who I play games with quite often. We have very similar taste, for the most part, anyways. And Pinky has not been thrilled with The Unliving. I'll also tell you that I've been keeping up with the reviews for The Unliving, and it's not doing very well. It's at about a 62% positive review of the 212 reviews so far. So take that for what you will. It's not doing great. People have not been thrilled with it so far. It looks like we'd been watching The Unliving for a while, and it seems to be a pretty cool concept, but it doesn't look like who's the dev behind this? Can't remember their name right now. Yeah, Rocket Brush, and Team 17 published. Doesn't look like they really followed through with pretty good gameplay or anything. It just the concept was cool, seemed cool, but it's just not hitting the mark. It doesn't seem. So take that for what you will. Looks like Dead Cells got some new content too. Look, Dead Cells has been like out for a long time. I played Dead Cells when it first came out, and it was amazing. But that game has evolved drastically since I played it last. Looks like they've got outfits and weapons from various other indie games. Shovel Knight, Katana Zero, Slay the Spire, Hotline Miami, Risk of Rain, and Terraria. That's cool. Humble Games and Nico announced the upcoming rhythm RPG Infinite Guitars will be released on Switch, PC, and Xbox on December 13th. A world shredded by the devastating war against the mechs, the remnants of humanity. What is the Infinite Guitars? Hold on. RPG adventure indie action rhythm. I'm afraid of what music this is going to have on it, so I'm not going to keep the music on right now. But interesting. Well, if you're into rhythm based, well, let's listen real quick. Let's see what we got. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're into rhythm based games, man. It might be worth. Give it a shot. Got some RPG stuff added into it as well. It could be cool. Yeah, we'd already heard about Eve Online getting an expansion, Eve Uprising. So know that that's coming. Lingo Legend. It's Lingo Legend is a mobile game from Hyperthought Games. Fantasy RPG, focused on helping players stay engaged in learning different languages. So you might check that out if that sounds interesting. Sifu is getting ported to the Switch. That's cool. Land of the Vikings. Just launched on Steam for early access. See what this is.
We are a proud people. We are resourceful. We built our own home here. We are resilient. We work together to survive the elements. We are explorers. We are warriors. We are fierce.
Interesting.
We take what we need to survive. We are Vikings.
It's like a 4X game. RTS kind of game. That looks cool. Game type DX. Is on Switch and Xbox, but it's coming to PS4 and PS5 on November 17th. Oh, okay, sick. That's pretty wild. Donuts! Alright. Just a side-scrolling bullet hell kind of game, yeah? Icelandic studio Arctic Theory, led by CCP Games and EA veterans, announced they'll be releasing a genre-defining MMO in 2023, currently codenamed Antics. Ziggurat Interactive made the announcement of Blood Rain Terminal Cut, Blood Rain 2, and Blood Rain Betrayal. Busy King, what's up, buddy? Fresh Bites are now available through the Epic Games Store. I need to talk about Epic Games before we bounce out of the news segment today, too. As a love letter to retro 2D platformers, Pixel Games and Flynn's Arcade are launching Donut Dodo. Look how old school this is, dude. What was that old school Nintendo hamburger game, dude? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. That's what this looks like. What was the name of that game, dude? Oh no. All right. Oh yeah. So Amplitude Studios released Together We Rule expansion for Humankind. There's a free update that adds stealth, revamps independent peoples, and more. Yeah, our buddy Tinwin's been playing Humankind since release.
Get ready to unite humankind
was talking about
with
how
the
they just
Together
came
We
out with
Rule
this
expansion pack. Keep a close eye on your rivals
How are you,
by
Busy
sending
King? What's
agents
up, dude?
such as envoys and spies to infiltrate their empires and collect leverage to make opponents your diplomatic pawns. Build embassies to sign special agreements and subtly force adversaries to take certain actions. Claim your place in the Congress of Humankind and influence world doctrines to sway the international order to your advantage. Choose one of the 6 new cultures with the diplomat affinity to earn fame by gathering leverage and impose powerful demilitarization measures. Soldiers might win wars, but if you want to make history, remember that peace is always an option.
Cool. Pretty sure Tinwin said the new expansion felt pretty good. Freedom Games announced the following 5 games are being ported to the Switch in 2023. Monorail Stories, Mars Base, Monster Outbreak, Tyrant's Blessing, and Terracotta. Digital pre-orders open for Rumblefish 2 on the Switch. The game will launch on December 8th and can be wishlisted on Steam and PlayStation right now. Zowie. It's like 4 minutes long. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Dude, I love these games that look like the old school like Neo Geo fighting games. They're so good. Idea Factory announced the upcoming again. That was Rumblefish 2, which is going to port to Switch, or is going to be on Switch, and is going to launch with Steam and PlayStation as well, or it can be wishlisted on Steam and PlayStation right now as well. Idea Factory announced the upcoming RPG Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters will be available on January 24th. You play as the goddess candidates led by Nepgear, who awakened from a 2-year-long slumber to a gamindustry that has been upended by a treacherous threat called the Trendy Phenomenon. While they've been sleeping, the citizens of Gamindustry have turned to using a new device called the R-Phone as their main method of communication, as they've been unable to leave their homes while monsters lurk outside. Now, work together with friends both new and old to prevent the total destruction of Gamindustry as we know it. All right. P-Cube and Trick Jump Games announced a cyberpunk action roguelike called Arc Runner, set to release on PC, PS4, PS5, and Xbox consoles in 2023. Up to 4 players can team up to bring down the evil AI. Arc Runners. Dude, we've seen this, haven't we? I think. I like the art style. Choose from 3 classes. This looks cool. Team up with friends. That's what I'm talking about. I have friends. I do. Arc Runner. Sick, dude, on Steam. Hold on. I'm going to wishlist that. That actually looks super dope, dude. Yeah. That looks like that could be a lot of fun, man. I'm gonna keep that on the whole wish list there. Cool. Let's keep pushing. That looks neat. Finally, SNK has announced that Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection Volume 2 released on Switch and PC this week, bringing 10 masterpieces to modern hardware. All games except Mega Man Battle and Fighters and Ganbare Neo Pokemon are available in English. Basically all of Steam? No way, dude. No way. I've got a pretty extensive wish list. I need to go through it, though. I never go through and take things off. That's my problem. I never go through and take things off. So that's the thing that is bad for me. So how many things do I have on here even? Does it even say what my list, like how many? 241? Not even close, bro. Do you know how many games are on Steam? I've only got 241 items, dude. That's it. That is it. But there are a good amount that I need to take off. I'll tell you what, dude, I'm really interested in playing Signalis, though. People are loving this game so far. Reviews are blowing up for it. Yep. Pretty interested in that. 31 of mine. Are you kidding? Dude, you know how many games are actually on Steam altogether, though? It's an absurd amount of games that are on Steam. So, like 241 is like but a fraction. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. I need to go through mine and really clean it out. I need to very badly, but I just never have time to deal with that, dude. I've got so many other things that I need to focus on rather than something like that. I know. Here's the trailer for this, though. Sorry, dude. Sorry, bro. Oh, dude. I'll tell you what, man. If we ever got to a point where I was making enough money, there would be a number of people that are already part of this community that I would just talk to about hiring on to do things. Actually, I've thought about that quite often. So, I got you, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, old school baseball. Look, dude, one of my favorite games of all time is actually a game called Baseball Stars on regular Nintendo. It's not a super popular game. It's actually made by SNK too. It's an original SNK game. And one of the reasons I love it so much is because I'll show you real quick. Before we that's all that was part of this like indie list here. So we'll get out of that. But check this out. Baseball Stars, dude. Baseball Stars, regular Nintendo. Pretty sure I still have it. Packed up somewhere. Bases loaded and RBI baseball. Yeah, for sure. Baseball Stars was my jam. This was a game that me and my cousin played together all the time. You could run entire seasons. You could customize teams. You could hire in players. And so, dude, we would make the entire New York Yankees team, and then we'd put ourselves on the team and stuff. And you could start these seasons up and play the seasons forever, continuously and stuff, and go into one season after the other. Power up players and stuff like that, and it was incredible, dude. It was incredible. So we would just sit there and dude, we would track stats and stuff, or it this was like mine and my cousin's jam, dude. Because we were big baseball. We played baseball our entire youth. You know what I mean? And we were big into the Yankees, and so our family is just big Yankees fans and everything. So this was our jam, dude. Pretty sure I still have the cartridge too. Pretty sure I still have it packed up somewhere. This game was sick, dude. It was sick. I loved it. Real quick before we end the news segment here, take a look. So epic, all right, epic. Tomorrow you only have 1 day left to go grab Alba, A Wildlife Adventure, and Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun. Before these are no longer going to be free, and then tomorrow the free games will become Dark Deity and Evil Dead the Game. All right. Maybe we need to get some people to try out Evil Dead the Game. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, dude. Bro, I cannot tell you how many different kinds of games, because we were big, like, Tecmo Bowl, dude. Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl games. And, dude, that was Super Nintendo, Tecmo Bowl 3. Tecmo Bowl 3 actually allowed you to, create players and stuff, too. So that was me and my cousin. My cousin was like 2.5 to 3 years older than me. But, dude, we would sit down and play sports games all the time. And Tecmo Bowl games, dude, the first Tecmo Bowl game on regular Nintendo, you grab Lawrence Taylor, bro, you'd be smashing through the line and blocking kicks and stuff, or getting sacks and everything. Or Bo Jackson was the same way too. Those old school games, yo, dude, we were the same way. Dude. We'd sit there and we'd stat stuff out. We'd be keeping track of stats and everything. Yeah, dude. I know, man. I know. Yeah. Bo was so OP. Yeah, for the Raiders, dude. Yeah. Yeah, Bo was super OP, dude. Bo was incredible. But Bo really was, dude, in real life, too. I mean, Bo was, he was one of those, like, freak of nature athletes, dude. Kind of once in a generation kind of athletes, dude. You don't see people like that often, And Bo Jackson is actually supposed to, from what I understand and what I've gathered about that, he's supposed to be a really, really good dude too. Supposed to be an individual that gives back to the community all the time, and just supposed to be a really good person, which is awesome. But yeah, guys, don't forget. These games are only going to be free for 1 more day, so go grab your Alba and Shadow Tactics, and be ready to grab Dark Deity and Evil Dead the Game. Free games. That's the only reason I promote this. It's free content, free games. That's it. Okay. That's all. That's what I got, guys. So we're going to move on to day 10 of the Disco Elysium content. Cool. Day 10 of streaming the content. We're about 60 hours in right now. We're not too far away from finishing this, I don't think. I figured we'll probably finish somewhere around 70 hours is what I kind of think I figured from the get-go, something like that. And we're creeping on that. So we'll probably finish at some point this week. We'll have a shorter gaming day on Thursday. So tomorrow, right, will be a little bit of a shorter gaming day because we've got other stuff going on in the afternoon. So we'll do the news tomorrow. Again, I know I've announced this already, but we're going to do the news in the morning. Then we'll get about roughly 4 hours of gaming content in, probably. And then we're going to go over and watch the PC gaming show stream live at noon. And then we're going to take some time to cast our votes for the categories of the Game Awards. Okay? The nominees for that and everything. We're going to go cast our vote. So that's what tomorrow is going to be. And I figure at the very latest, by the end of Friday, we will have Disco Elysium finished. I don't know exactly how much more content we have left, but probably by the end of Friday, we'll have it done. We need to figure out what we're going to play next, too. We'll figure it out, though. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So that's going to be what the content is for tomorrow. Today is just disco all day. We're just going to be discoing, you know what I mean? Be doing that disco. Cool. Cool. So, you guys rock. Thanks for being a part of this place, helping to create such an amazing community for all of us to be a part of. And especially thanks to everybody that was part of the new segment today. If anybody is checking out this content as a VOD, either here on Twitch or on YouTube, and you're enjoying what we do here, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us whenever we do it live every day at 6 a.m. CST. Where we start, that's the time we start all of our streams off. We begin all of the streams with video gaming news, and then we hop into whatever gaming content we have slated for the rest of the day after we finish the news. Cool. Other than that, everybody just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for November 17th edition of Video Gaming News, and more Disco Elysium, probably, and some other stuff like the PC Gaming Show showcase, and casting some votes for the Game Awards and stuff. Cool?